Hello, sweet girls. Hello, sweet girls. What do we have here? What are you doing? Where are you going? Where are you going, babies? Off they go. They'll be back. Greetings. First of all, I have this, for some reason, this need to apologize. And it's funny because I watch videos all the time. People are making videos and they say, please excuse me. I'm going to put up a couple videos. So I'll be wearing the same clothes. And I always think to myself how funny that is, because I'm not going to judge you about wearing the same clothes. And the first thought I thought of when I turned on my camera was, I need to apologize that I'm going to be wearing the same clothes, because I'm going to be probably trying to do 2 videos here today. Which, that's just silly. That's just silly. I know you don't care. But anyway, I got that out of the way. I'm sitting here in my seat porch. The seat porch I have not done before, and I think this is a really good time to do it. Today is a perfect time to introduce you a little bit to my seat porch, at least in a limited way. What it is this was just a patio off of my bedroom. I'm facing my bedroom doors right now in the back of our house. It was a covered patio, covered with, trellis work, and then it had a couple of vines growing, Mandevilla vine, I'm not sure what else over the years growing over it. It was beautiful. It was massive shade. We really loved it. It was a really nice, it cooled off the back end of our house a lot. But, it got overgrown. It started being a little bit too big for the frame and started bowing the frame, the wood, I think you could even see the wood behind me is a little crooked now. Leaning, like that. Anyway, also some things in our lives changed. We got chickens. And in the process of getting chickens, and our chicken yard is just off here beyond, I'm pointing here to the left. At the beginning of the video, I think I had a little shot of the door leading out to the chicken yard. There's another gate leading out here to the yard, where they have their coop and their enclosed run. And then, of course, this is their yard. They come out every day, free range in that area. So we, of course, needed a place for our chickens. When they are too big, when they were babies and they're too big, outgrowing the brooder that is in the house, we need to move them out of doors in a protected area, so from predators, keeping them safe from predators. So we have a brooder here, and this is, of course, enclosed as well. A little bit of protection, not totally protected, because we're not really tight. This isn't a tight, we're not enclosed. There's openings here, but anyway, it's something. It gives us some protection from predators, and also a broody breaker if we need. If they go broody, they can be separated and brought here to a broody breaker. Or we have treated injuries. We haven't had injuries yet. I hope we don't, but just in case we did, we needed a place that we could isolate a chicken or whatever for time being if we needed to. So that was the first reason for having this enclosed. And then, of course, we got into this, and our conscience made us decide that we had to very deliberately save water. California is in a drought, always in a drought, and there was a great opportunity to get some water barrels and grain barrels, and so we had set up we ended up replacing the vine on this roof with a corrugated ceiling and gutter system, and we are collecting water both from this roof, our home roof, and the hen house roof as well. So that's really a wonderful new thing that we're doing. So, of course, we have all those things. Also, I love the fact that the chickens, as you could have seen maybe from the first of the video, they can come right up, of course, to the door at any time and visit with me and with us as we're sitting here, and they're still protected. But, of course, they can also come in, and they're welcome at certain times to come in as well. But anyway, it's just a really lovely, it ended up to be a really comfortable place. So we have added some more features to it, and in future videos I will take you on a little tour. It's nothing fancy, it's very crude, it's very simple, but it's a lovely place to sit, particularly in the morning and the early afternoon. Late afternoon it gets very bright here and sunny, and I hope I'm not timed out of the video for that. Anyway, I'm shooting this video before I shoot the other video, but this is really meant to be a part 2 of the first video. So I'm forgive me if I'm trying to think ahead of what I want to talk to you about in the first video. But the final reason, and the reason we call this the seed porch, is because this is, of course, the place that we will be beginning seeds, beginning plants for the garden. Up until now, we've been joining in our back room and under lights. We still might start seeds under lights in the back room, but I think we could probably do that here. It's very difficult. We don't have enough room. We don't have enough room in there to do it, and it's really not good. It's hard to water. Here I can put them on my drippers. I've got drippers here already from when this was a patio, so I can put them on, and they'll have a good supply of water when we're not here. Anyway, this is also a place for storing seeds, and storing seeds is really the purpose that I'm sharing this with you today. The idea of storing seeds. I showed you in the other video, I showed you in the other video a shot of what we harvested, part of what we harvested today on the full moon. And that was our bean crop, and our bean crop was it's dead. We left the vine on, we let it die on the trellis, and let the pods full of seeds dry, and then we pulled them down today, and those seeds we're going to be taking from the beans. I'm going to cut here to show you a shot of those beans again, in case you didn't see the other video, or in case you don't see the other video, whichever comes first. Okay, I asked my husband to bring in he's tearing the beans out of the garden and some of the other things, taking them out the trellis, and I don't know if you can see, I'm really not sure about the lighting, because I'm in the shade and the beans are not, and I don't know what that means. But I think you can see that we have a tangled mess here of dead vines, and on the vines, of course, are the dried pods, right? And inside those pods, there we have the seeds. No seeds. That's a seed. That might be just one. That might be just the one. Jack said to his mother when he brought home the bag of beans, those big bulgy seeds, when you leave the beans grow too long, they bulge, the pods bulge. And when they bulge, when you can see big definition of beans, big seeds in those pods, you've waited too long and your beans aren't going to be good to eat. But of course, that's what we want to see now, those nice big beans. And I'm going to go through these, take out the seeds, keep them in a dry container, and hopefully they're going to give me years to come with beans. I got a lot of seeds in here, so we have to have some. That's the beauty of seeds. You get a lot because not all of them are viable, but we're going to get something. Okay, I think I just showed you a shot of the beans. If you have been following me at all on here on YouTube, or you've been following me on either of my blogs, The Good Wife Garden, or perhaps even, I'm not sure if I did it on the Road and the Crow or not, but I've been talking a lot in the last year or so about the devastation that we felt last year in our garden, that we had worked so hard on the garden meant so much to us, we depended on it so much to supply us with, of course, lots of things to eat during the summer and also to store for the winter. And our crop, we put a lot of money into building raised beds and into the soil, and we thought we were doing the right thing, and it ended up that our soil was really bad. I had beautiful, beautiful seedlings that I had raised from seeds, all during the late winter, early spring, getting beautiful heirloom tomatoes and all kinds of things. And they were beautiful seedlings, very healthy. I put them into my garden, and one after another, they failed. So last summer, not the summer of this year, 2015, was a very devastating year for us. It was, I can't tell you how that affected our outlook. It was a very devastating feeling to have poured yourself into that. And something you take for granted normally is when you plant a garden. I don't know. Before I really got a lot into planting gardens, I think I did a better job than I did last year when I really had done a lot of research, and it was devastating. And the most devastating of all was that I did not have seed. If you have a garden and your crop is okay, maybe it's okay, maybe it's not okay, maybe the birds ate it or whatever, but you're able to save. You don't have enough to can, but you have enough to eat or whatever, or you don't have the best, atmosphere. You usually still get enough things that you can collect seed from. Fortunately for us, I had a lot of good seed from the year before. I had seed saved, so we were able to still, and that's my chicken jumping around. Cha-Cha, what are you looking for? Cha-Cha. Looking for all kinds of things. I love my chickens, so this is the most fun sitting here with my chickens. I'll do a tour of my chicken yard, another video, and let you meet my girls. Anyway, the devastation of harvesting and not having seed is maybe the worst feeling. Oh, there you are. I knew you'd come to say hello. I knew you'd come. Hi, sweet girl. Hi, sweet girl. We've had the reason I'm bringing up all of this about the seed is we're having a really tough time. We're really having a kind of a tough time here. You probably some of you know that we've had our own business for the last 6 years. We built it out of necessity, and we've worked very hard on it, and we've had, good successes. It's kept us going for 6 years, But this last year, maybe the last 2 years, have really slowed down for us, and we've had some trouble getting paid by clients who don't pay, or just but to be honest, most of what has happened is the expense of doing business in California is it's too expensive. I mean, I heard that before, and I thought it was people being, an anti-California thing, and I'm not anti-California. I love it here. I will never leave. But it's true. We're taxed. The taxes that we pay and the expenses that we pay, and our insurance rates, and it's just makes it really impossible to do a good job of business. The business was generating enough money, certainly quite more money than I thought it would generate. But our take of what we got to keep after we paid all of our expenses was not even enough to live on. It's not near enough to live on. And every month we find ourselves deeper and deeper and deeper into a hole. It's very hard to realize that, particularly at this time of our lives. My husband and I are in our 60s. We should be looking forward to retirement, and we're trying to just live, just to exist. And it could be a very hard time. We've had to make the decision that we're going to close down that business. We just have to do it. We don't have a choice. And to continue it is to continue to make our lives worse, and each month will be worse. So what do? Well, the only thing we can do is we have to start again. We have to take that business that right now looks pretty pathetic, just kind of like that wheelbarrow full of beans. Looks pretty bad. Looks kind of dead and mangled and weathered, very weathered. But inside there somehow are seeds. Inside that mangled pile of beans are seeds that are going to grow and thrive and provide us with a delicious, wonderful, bountiful harvest next year and for years to come, right? The same is going to happen with our business. We're going to pull out of our business what was good, what we did good, what we learned, what we can still do, and take a different direction. We're going to plant those seeds from that harvest in a whole new garden, right? Kind of a hokey kind of an analogy, but it's the truth. Isn't it the truth? We have to do that all the time in our lives, not just with our business. We have to do that sometimes with relationships. We have to do that sometimes with, whatever it is that we're doing. Whatever it is that we're doing, we sometimes have to say, it's time to move in a different direction. Let's salvage what we can and move on. But it's not just, you don't ever really starting back from square one. You don't ever start back at the very beginning. You can't. You have to have solid ground. You have to have good earth. You've got to have good earth. You've got to have good attention to what you're doing. Nothing happens by chance. We have to keep our minds clear, keep focus, pick something that we feel like that we can really do. Fortunately, my husband has a lot of ability. He worked in aerospace for 20 years. He's got an awful lot of ability, managing ability, and he's a very creative man, an intelligent man, and a very hardworking man. So I have every faith in him that it will work. In the meantime, we're a little sad because we're a little scared. We're a little scared. Because I was scared before. I was scared before. I didn't get any beans. Sometimes that happens. I didn't get any tomatoes. Sometimes that happens. But then what difference it made this year, right? After that disaster of 2015 in my garden, the seeds that I could save and managed to save, and I planted again in 2016 and even brought in some new seeds from outside, a little bit of new things. I even got some volunteers, I think I talked about in my harvest video, my first harvest video, the volunteers that I got. 2016 and my garden turned around. So I have every confidence that 2017 in our business is going to turn around too. Just a little way. We don't know what it's going to be yet, but it's going to happen. I urge you all to look at the seeds that you are saving in all of your projects, in all of your relationships, and all of anything that you're trying to accomplish. And make sure that you have good seed. Make sure that you're going to plant them, and make sure you're going to pay attention. Give them the attention that they need to have in order to thrive, so that your harvest will be bountiful as well. Thank you for coming to my channel. I'm Rebecca, and I wish you blessings.